Hmm. Well, it's begun. Obama lets the five of the worst out, leaders that has a capacity of plan and organization of what to do, how to manipulate people, men, to be in their armies, and how to manipulate them, encourage them to be able to go and do what you and I probably would not do, like fly a plane into a tower to bring it down just because you're a Muslim. Um, of course, they think they're going to have 70 virgins to get with every day. To me, that would seem like too much work. I mean, that wouldn't be peace. I mean, maybe they're so sexually deprived they think it would be, but come on. Every day, 70 virgins, whew, that's a lot of work. That's all I can say. If I was a man, I wouldn't want it. Heaven to me would be probably sitting on the creek bank with a fishing rod in my hand and my shoes off and the rod, or maybe the rod, between my toes like Huckleberry Finn, and laying back and closing my eyes and just enjoying the warmth, the serenity, the peace of heaven. Nobody bothering me, nobody wanting to have sex with me. No, none of that. That stuff is of the flesh and of the world. It's gone bye-bye. But just laying there and listening to the flowers sing, listening to the trees sing rejoicing songs to the Lord, just in a state of bliss. Now, that's heaven to me. But the beginning of death and destruction has already begun with these five let loose. Now, I'm not going to say that they were the ones that particularly advised for this to happen in Afghanistan and places, because they're already, the Al Qaeda is already wrapping up again and attacking and killed some more of our troops, and people, this just was not a good thing. And you're going to see Al Qaeda grow more and more. It's just the beginning with them of killing again, because they rejoice. Their leaders are free. Wow. Their leaders are free. And they're willing to do anything that they ask them to do. And these men are intelligent men. These are just because they're Al Qaeda and they're terrorists don't mean they're stupid, okay? Don't mean that they're mentally retarded and something wrong with their brain. These men are very intelligent in war and going after the enemy and how to do it and the reason why to do it. That's what they live for. That's what they plot daily. Their mind is always going on how can we kill more of the enemy? How can we take Israel down? How can we destroy America? How can we do this now that we're free? All five of us are free. Obama let us go. He saying us give with a kiss of a blessing to go out and destroy America. So we should do this. We should get together and we should plot and plan and put all our brilliant mind and together and our way of thinking, and let's do something. Let's get a plan going here so we can destroy Israel and America and get these pigs out of the way. Kill them. Destroy them. And I say pigs because that's why they feel we're disgusting pigs, only to be slaughtered and thrown into the ditch. But it's getting worse. That's why I call for Obama's impeachment, and others are calling for his impeachment. before he turns more loose from the, yep, that thing down there in Cuba where they're all locked up. He says he wants to, get mowed down. Why? So you can turn them all loose? Well, instead of just turning the 5 loose, Obama, why didn't you just open the doors and let them all go? They'll all go back to the same way they was before they got caught. And more lives will be taken. People will die, dead, killed, non-existent in this life because of your stupid action, Obama. And you stand there in your pride and say, I'm proud of this. We ain't going to discuss it. I mean, when you begin to see the dead bodies on the ground and the babies crying and dead babies laying around, how will that make you feel, Mr. President? Crimes against humanity, that's what it boils down to. You let the worst of the worst lose, 5 of them, not just 1, 5. And I don't think it had anything to do with that traitor, that deserter that they traded for. I don't think it was an opportunity at that point in time to get those 5 loose and get them back over there in the thick of the battle. And you knew what they was going to do. You knew. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. President. You may never hear this, but I'm talking to you anyway. In case you might hear it. Sir, it has nothing to do with your color at all. I have black family members, so it has nothing to do. And some say, no, that you're not black, you're white. No, his mother was white, his daddy was black, blacker than the ace of spades, lived over in Kenya, and he was a Muslim. Now let's get it right. Genetically, when you put colors together, the darker color is the more dominant color, and that's what the baby's skin texture, the color, will take after. The dominant white, I'm sad to say, is not the dominant. The black is always dominant color over the white. Now, white might tone it down a little bit, but the black color will always rule over and be dominant over the white color. That's just genetics. That's just the way it is. I took it in college. I'm not totally stupid and ignorant on this stuff. So he's black. So what? The person that said, no, he's not black, he's white. What? Are you prejudiced? You cannot accept him as president if he's black and he has to be white? I'm sorry, that's prejudiced. He's black. He's a black man. His daddy was black. It just happened to be that his mother, a Kansan from the United States, was white. Happens every day of the week. White gets married to black and they have black babies. Genetically, that's the way it goes. The darker color always is dominant over the lighter color. That's genetics. But that don't make him evil, mean, and corrupt. Not the color. Anyway, has nothing to do with it. I believe if he was white, he would be doing the same thing with his mindset. It's a way of his thinking, his philosophy on this life, for whatever reason. I don't know what all happened to Obama as he's growing up, because he wrote that book about his dad, who was a Muslim, and he was raised under a Muslim. And so people that say he's not a Muslim, he was raised as a Muslim when he was with his dad. And his mom okayed it, okay? So even though his mom was not a Muslim, nor his grandparents on his mother's side, but it doesn't matter. Fathers have a great influence over their children. and his father was a Muslim. And so he went through all the stuff as a Muslim. Why? Because his daddy was a Muslim. And their religion is Islam. So it's just this way. I mean, he is going to love his dad. He is going to honor his dad's religion more than his mother's religion. And she didn't fight against it. She didn't say, no, you can't raise my son this way. In fact, she went over there and lived with the man for a while and was part of all of that stuff. So, you know, people, you may say what all you want to say about him. But the whole thing, he is a Muslim. He is he's sympathetic with the Muslims. I believe that's why he let these 5 men out, with the sympathetic mindset of who his father was and how he was raised. I would like to be able to say and say it and believe it's true, that maybe he just didn't think enough about it and he thought this was a good thing to do. Maybe they knew his dad at one time. Maybe he knew them at one time when he was younger. Who knows who all he's met in his life as he was younger. But anyway, he let him loose for his own personal reasons. And he used this young man who was a deserter. That most times in a state of war, they're not going to be going out looking for you if you're a deserter, trying to find you, because they're in the thick of battle. They did something for him that most time in the thick of battle that they're not going to do for a deserter. They'll let you go. If you get captured, oh well. You deserted us, so why should we worry about you? So, you know, men died even for that folly. And you people that are getting angry and threatening to kill his parents, and maybe even him, why? You know, if somebody or something don't do what you like, well, I'm just going to go out and kill them. I'll just call them up or text them and say, you know, you're traitors and we're going to kill you. Now, what good will that do? I mean, really, what good will it do? They'll be dead. They'll be gone. Will that soothe your anger? Will that soothe all of that hate in your heart because you killed them? No. I don't agree with them, no. Should I think the dad might be tried? Well, if you're going to do anything to him, arrest him and try him for treason. Get all of his emails and all the stuff that he talked with the enemy while his son was captured. I mean, see, you don't understand. He, too, was cooperating with the enemy over his son because his son was captured. Now, how many men, wives, parents got to do that in World War I or II or Korea War or even Vietnam War? None. Zip. But because of an internet, I could get on there and talk to the Taliban myself. I have some Muslims that worship Allah that watches my videos, and once in a while they'll make a statement. I don't get into it with them, and I don't argue with them. They know how I feel about Jesus Christ. They know how I feel about my God, Yahweh. They know it. I don't pull punches. I tell everybody here on this video, if you're watching the video, you know how I feel about my beloved Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. How I know that he is my Messiah, my covering. Yes. I'm not going to pull it back. And if you are a Muslim and you're not saved the way I'm saved, but you believe in Islam and you read the Torah, because you're supposed to read the Torah and memorize it from front to back. Memorize every word of that Torah. Can you imagine somebody sitting down with the Holy Scriptures, with the Bible? Where is it? With the Bible, and memorizing every word in this Bible, from the very front page, Genesis, to the very back page, Revelation, and can stand and quote by memory, not by reading, the whole book. Quote it. Word for word. I don't know anybody, but see, a Muslim or anyone that is converted to Islam, they have to be able to memorize every word from the very first page to the very last page of their book. They do. They know it. They know it by heart. They can quote it to you at any time, day or night, on an instant notice, the whole book. But can you? Can you, as a Bible reader, can? I can. There's a lot of times somebody will be saying something that say, the Bible says this and that. I will know whether you're quoting it right or not, because it'll come back to mind, because I read the Bible from front to back many times, but I have not sat and memorized every word. But if you're quoting the scriptures and you're quoting it wrong, I know when you're quoting it wrong. I've read it enough to know, and it's written in my heart enough, and the Spirit would draw it up and say, no, Barbara, they're not quoting it right. This is what it says, and I'll repeat it back to them. Children from Muslim families can stand up and quote the whole book of the Quran from front to back. They know it. They memorize it. It's written not only in their heart, it's written right there on their mind. They know what their word says. Do you? That's why they can be fanatical and really believe, because they've taken it to heart and to mind. Every word is a priceless piece of jewel that they are consuming into their hearts and into their mind, and they're memorizing it. And if you memorize it from the time you're a little child till you get grown, you're indoctrinated into it. It's ground into you. It's firmly rooted. And that's what the scriptures should be for us, firmly rooted in us. But most of the time you can ask somebody something and they have no idea what you're talking about, whether it's in the Bible or not in the Bible. But you don't fool the Muslim people when it comes to the Quran. They know. Their children know. The adults know. The elderly know. They know the word from front to back, word for word. You have not prepared yourself yet. They have. When the true battle comes between Allah, Satan, and God, his people, all us people, and God's people, when they finally come together, will you be able to stand your ground? If you're that lukewarm person, you hardly ever read your Bible, they will run smooth over you. You won't have a ground to stand on. I can fight them for a while, but do I have enough of it ground in me that I can stand? I can really stand word for word against them? I don't know. I don't know. But I'll fight a good fight. That's all I can say. But the enemy has been let loose. Obama let him loose. Al-Qaeda is gaining, they're gaining again the foothold that we had taken away from them. They're getting it back. And when we leave, they'll take the whole country back. They'll take it back. And they got the most 5 intelligent men in the Quran that knows the Quran, knows how to walk it, knows how to talk it, and knows how to run it, leading them. And it's beginning now. Afghanistan over there, they are getting more and more emboldened because Obama gave in, acted like a coward, and set the 5 of the 5 worst loose. Oh well, the war is on. The war is on, people, and they will be coming after you and me. We have to be prepared. We really do have to be prepared. And if Obama lets any more loose, it's even going to be worse. Guys, they want little Satan dead, Israel, and they want big Satan dead, America. They want us dead. They want us killed. They want us wiped off the face of this earth. The radical ones. Maybe not every Muslim, but the radical ones, yes, they do. And he set the worst of the radicals loose to guide them. To guide them. Every army, every battle, every war has to be fought by commanding officers that knows what they're doing. They're not the foot soldiers. They're the generals that knows what they're doing, that studied it. Some of them talked to Obama, or maybe all of them. Not Obama, but oh Lordy, the guy that got killed over there by the SEALs. They brought the towers down. Can't even think of his name right now. Lord help me. But Bin Laden, thank you, Father. Bin Laden. Some of them had talked to Bin Laden, been with him, knew what's going down whenever he was planning the tower takedown. You see, Bin Laden was a very wise, intelligent man, and he knew the Quran very well. In fact, he was thinking maybe he was one of the main spiritual leaders that would rise again out of the well, the Mafia D or whatever, you know. But he wasn't. But one of them is out there. Maybe one of the 5. Maybe we had the Antichrist locked up in Gitmo and Obama let him loose. Who knows of those 5? I'm telling you the truth. But when I heard this thing on the news about Afghanistan and that the Al-Qaeda is getting more emboldened and more, whew, you know, because they're happy. Their leaders are free. And the leaders can give them good direction in what to do next. Stay tuned because more is coming down the road every day. More is coming, people. Something bad is coming. Thank Obama for it. Bless you, people.